Hey everybody, David Neagle here. I am going to take you on a short little lesson, a little journey on what's known as the creative process. How do we create something from nothing basically, or an idea, and bring it down into physical form? This is how all things are created, and I'm going to show you how to do it in the next video.
All right.
Okay, here we go. The creative process. This is a condensed version of how you create anything in your life. Pay close attention, because the one thing that you don't want to do is to overcomplicate this. It is not a complicated process. You just need to understand the steps of how it works, and you literally can create or change anything in your life. So let's start off with our friend, the stick person. Again, for those of you that don't know, this was created in 1934 by Dr. Thurman Fleet, who was teaching his students how the conscious and the subconscious mind worked in coordination with each other and of their own independent rules so that people understood it. You could check that out on one of our other videos. I explain the conscious and the subconscious mind. Now let's take this a little bit deeper, okay? So we go back, we have the conscious mind, we have the subconscious mind, and we have the body. Now, what's interesting is all the little components that help this actually work. So if you think of yourself or any other human being as this figure, we know that the person is thinking thoughts. And generally, as human beings, we think in images. Think about your house. Think about your car. When you think about walking into the kitchen, you know where the spoons are, you know where the cups are. If you think about your car, what does the upholstery look like? What does your stereo look like? What does your dashboard look like? What color is it? As you go through that, what happens is you begin to change the images in your mind. Your memory flips up that image, and instantly you can take yourself right to the thing that you've experienced in the past. As we go through life, we're constantly being flooded by all different kinds of images. Some of them are coming from the paradigms in our subconscious mind. They're being kicked up, and some of them are coming from an external source. That could be your results, it could be the circumstances that you're in, it could be your environment. And your environment is made up of people and places and things. We have senses. We see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Those senses are constantly scanning our external world for information that's important to us, and it feeds that information into our conscious mind, where we there see an image. The subconscious mind tells the conscious mind how to think about what it is that we're observing. Remember, the P stands for paradigm. Paradigm is just a bunch of beliefs that have become fixed and support each other in the subconscious mind that we repeat over and over again. It's not a complicated idea. But there's something else that goes on here when we're talking about the creative process. We have something known as either spirit or energy, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter to me, that is constantly flowing to and through us. Now here's the thing about this. So if you have a religious background, you might be more comfortable calling this spirit. If you don't have a religious background, you might be more comfortable calling it energy. But what's true about both of them is that all the knowledge that ever was or ever will be is 100% in this energy, and it's in all places at the same time. So there's no place that you can go that you can't tap into this energy. This energy, because it has all the information that has ever been created in it, is the energy that flows through us, and when we engage our imagination, we can form a different image on our conscious mind of whatever it is that we imagine. So if you think about just wherever you are when you're watching this, just look around. Look at the computer that you're watching this through. All of the things that were created by human beings' hands were once images in our conscious mind. But then something had to happen to take that image just from being fantasy in our imagination and actually move it into the results that we have in our life. So if we look at it like this, we have spirit, we have the intellect, and we have the physical. What we're doing is we're moving information from the etheric or the non-physical, which is spirit or energy. We're moving it with the proper use of our intellect, that is in our conscious mind, and through the correct action, we bring it down into the physical. So let's start with the spiritual or the energetic. In the spirit or in the energetic, there are ideas. When we begin to engage our intellect with the idea of something that we want, and also understand this, not only can you create a thing, like this marker was an image in somebody's mind one time and they decided how to create it, but you can literally create your whole life the way that you want your life to be. You can do the job or create the business or be the artist or whatever it is that you want to be, but it starts with the image in the mind. There's nothing that you can't create. If you can see it in your mind, you can eventually hold it in your hand. If you couldn't create it, you wouldn't be able to see it. And another thing that's fascinating about this is that you don't really give any serious consideration to anything that you don't truly really want in your life. Yeah, we all have flashing images that come through once in a while. We're like, that could be cool to be this or cool to be that. I'm talking about the things that you really seriously think about, the fantasies that you really love to dive in or escape in, the things that you think about in your secret thoughts that you don't tell anybody about. Those things are very close to your heart's desire. Those are the things that you have the ability to create in your life. So what we do is we engage our intellect with the idea of, I really want to build an image of the way that I want to change my life. And we take this information that's coming from spirit or energy and we formulate it into an image. Now think about it like this. If you've ever put together a jigsaw puzzle, on the cover of the box, there's a picture of what that puzzle has the ability to be built into inside the box. You open the box, you find out the pieces are cut into a few hundred different shapes. You can't tell one from another. There's just little patterns of splotches of color on there. But what we do with our intellectual factor is we take a look at the picture on the front of the box and we look at the pieces that are inside the box and we start to look for patterns that line up with the original picture on the box. When we're doing this with our life, that may seem simplistic, but that's exactly what we're doing. We're seeing an image with our intellect. We build the image of what we want to create in our life. And as we build that image, we're taking information, bits of information from the universe into our mind. When we do this and we've got that image solid in our mind, we do something called getting emotionally involved in that image. So basically what it is, that's kind of a poor excuse for a heart, but we fall in love with the idea that we want to create for ourselves, that we want to create for our life. Exactly what it is that we want. We're emotionally involved in it. We're attached to it. It becomes a magnificent obsession in our life. And then through the course of action, we go out and we start looking for the things that we need based on a very specific law, and that's the law of cause and effect. We understand that the law says that every effect that we want to create in the physical world must have an initial cause. The first cause, as far as we're concerned, is the image. The next cause is what do we have to do to move the image from fantasy into the physical reality that we call our life. So then it becomes a step-by-step process of what needs to be put in place in order to do that. You have to ask yourself this question: who do I need to become in order to move the image from fantasy into reality in my physical experience? It's not about what I have to get. It's about what do I need to become. And we decide what we need to become by making a decision that this is who I am and this is what I'm going to create in my life. Now, at the same time, when you do that, you're going against any old beliefs or paradigms that you've been given throughout your life from the rest of the world. And sometimes those things fight against each other. That's where we end up having difficulty. That's where you might have obstacles that you don't know how to overcome. That's where you may have voices in your head that tell you that you can't be, do, or have something that you want. You have to learn to not pay attention to those voices and follow the image and the love that you have for the life that you want to create for yourself until it begins to manifest in form. As you begin to manifest it in form, something very interesting happens. You begin to change this paradigm because now you have factual evidence in your results, in your circumstances, and in your environment that what you want to create is absolutely 100% true. I've watched people change their health. I've watched people change their income, go from really being broke to being multimillionaires in a very short period of time. I watched people change where they live, what country they live in, the people that they surround themselves with, finding a lover or a partner that they wanted for their life, the exact kind of person that they're actually looking for. They all do it the same way. They tap into the universal intelligence. They build an image of exactly what they're looking for. They become emotionally involved in that image. And then step by step, piece by piece, based on the law of cause and effect, they bring it right into their physical life. And then that becomes the life that they're living. That becomes the new thing that they enjoy. And you can do this no matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you have or don't have. You may be completely broke. You may be as low on the pole as you could possibly think. If you can follow this, you will bring everything in your life that you need in order to create a new reality for yourself. Study this over and over again. Drill this into your mind until every cell of your being believes it with all your heart and soul. Never let anybody contradict what it is that you want, and go out there and create the life that you deserve. I guarantee you can do it. Hey everybody, this was an amazing episode on the creative process. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments or questions below and check out the rest of our channels for other amazing information. We'll see you soon.